Hey guys, welcome back to Prep Talk on Prepping in Progress. I'm Steve, and today we're going to get a little uncomfortable. So I'm tired, I'm cranky, I'm going to say some things. So if you got your feels on your shoulder, close it out now, and we'll talk later. I've got some uncomfortable things to say. All right, so I've had kind of an interesting past few days. Um, had a friend call at the last minute. Well, first of all, my personal Aikido class on Sundays got moved from 2 p.m. to 9 a.m. on a day that I usually sleep till noon. All right, so that I didn't get back to sleep. Sunday afternoon, I had a friend call and need to go out of town, and so I drove him. Didn't get home till after 10, didn't get to bed till around midnight. Monday, I banged up my shoulder, bruised up my shoulder at Aikido. I'm hurting, not feeling good. And both of our mowers are down, and I'm having technical difficulties putting one together. And I had to borrow a mower. Spent from 10 a.m. until 3:15 in the afternoon out in the yard. And the mower broke, and I had to repair it in the middle of the yard under the hot, blistering sun. Tired, I hurt, and I'm cranky. And you know what, guys? These are the good times. Stop and think about it for a minute. It's time to get comfortable with being uncomfortable right now. You mean I had to get up a couple hours early and go to class? Ooh. I spent several hours, late in the evening, driving around with one of my best friends out of town, talking, goofing off while we were running errands. I got to go to a martial arts class with my kids, with my wife, because she's back on days. And yeah, I bruised my shoulder. Boo-hoo. And then I had to mow the grass? Seriously? Let's stop and think about this for a minute. These are the good times. Instead, what if I had to get up at 4 a.m. because I was pulling guard duty? What if instead of driving around with one of my best friends, we were bugging out? And the reason it was just the two of us was I didn't have my wife and my kids or his wife with us. What if instead of banging this shoulder, bruising it, I had a bullet hole in it and I was still trying to protect my family? Or what if instead of being able to go 1.5 miles and borrow a lawnmower, I had to mow all the pasture with a scythe in order to feed my livestock? Guys, these are the good times. I can walk in the kitchen, flip a switch, and I've got running water. I've got everything that I need right here. How many of us have gone without a meal by choice? This is just a little uncomfortableness. Guys, Bear's always saying do the next right thing. We do the things. NWA Prepper's always saying let's get ready. Guys, it's time to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's time that if we really believe that hard times are coming, if we really believe that there's a collapse, an economic collapse coming, if we really believe that times are about to get as tough as we think, or as we preach, or as we debate, and we run around saying, well, I'm a prepper, and I've got 6 months of food, and I've got 6 years of food, and I've got my bunker. Get your butt to the gym. Get your butt out in the field and get to work. Start skipping a few meals and spend a little more time on the treadmill. Whatever your personal hang-up is, it's time to get to work. We need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. We need to step up to the plate, go swing our axe, go swing our sword, go cut down our tree, go out there and swing our scythe and do it. You can stack all the 5-gallon buckets you want, stack it to the rooftop. But if you don't have the strength to lift it down off the top of the shelf, get it down so you can open it up, you failed. If we don't have the strength to match wits and body against someone trying to harm our families, we fail. And when we get to that point, if it ever comes to that point, there are no points for second place. Are you training harder than the person who may be coming for you? How many of you can pick your favorite self-defense item, be blindfolded, and take it apart and put it back together? How many of you have spent that time doing it? Spent the time doing it so that you could do it blindfolded? How many of us have the reflexes in order to perform martial arts or self-defense? Let's say self-defense. So what are you doing today? It's time for us to voluntarily step up, go to the gym, lift the weights, go out in the yard, swing the chainsaw, rather than paying someone to do it. It's time for us to kip up, put it all out there, and be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Push it to the limit, learn new things, stress our bodies, and go. Because quite frankly, I was ready to quit last night at class. I was ready to put the arm in a sling, wrap an ice pack around it, and stop participating. I sat out for a few minutes. I let it relax and heal, and yeah, I could put some weight on it today. But I paid attention to what the teacher was teaching. And as senior student, I was able to step in, and while he was working with one set of students, even though I could not perform the technique, I could instruct and give pointers and break down the technique. And as it started feeling a little bit better, I did the foolish thing, and I stepped out on the mat. And I allowed the newest student in the school to put me to the ground multiple times on both sides, the good side and the bad side. Because it's time to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's time to go forth and do. So, we can do this, all right? I'm in my 40s. And I'm keeping up with 15, 20, and 30-year-olds. I'm acting just like them out on the mat. You can do it too. So, let's get out there. Sorry, Pastor Joe. And let's do the things. Let's be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'll talk to you later.